Hi and welcome back. As requested, today I'm going to show you one of my everyday makeup looks, and I'm starting with the Gressa Serum Foundation, which requires a little shaking of the bottle so oil and pigment can be properly mixed together. I like to apply with my fingers, and it's very easy to apply and offers light to medium coverage. It evens out the skin tone nicely, it neutralizes redness, and it looks luminous, but it sets to a powdery finish. The only thing to keep in mind with this foundation is that since it's a very luminous finish, you really don't want to apply too much, otherwise it looks like you're wearing foundation. So less is definitely more. And I also like that the longer it stays on my skin, the better it looks. Although the formula is lightweight, it does a great job neutralizing red spots, like these angry little spots that I have on my chin. So I also like to use it as a concealer. And I'm just using the tiniest amount of product to cover these blemishes. As you can see, it covers them very well. The formula is thin and feels very silky on the skin because it contains broccoli seed oil, which is like a natural silicone. So it goes on very smooth, it applies easily and blends well. And I also bring it down to my neck and blend it to make sure that it matches the rest of my body. If I feel like I've applied a little too much foundation, I like to blend it using a damp sponge like a Beautyblender, which takes off the extra product and makes it look more natural. Wherever I need a little extra coverage, I like to add extra product and conceal. And I also like to use this same foundation under my eyes to conceal any darkness and the inner corners of my eyes as well. I find that it does not emphasize fine lines under my eyes as many concealers do, and it also has a bit of a brightening effect. And today I'm using one of my favorite brushes. It's the concealer brush by Marc Jacobs, which has the perfect shape and density for applying concealer. I'm now going to use a mattifying loose powder to set my base. I'm going to use a very light amount, and I am applying it with a small tapered face brush by Goss, which is the number 2. And it's my favorite brush for any face powder products. I am now going to apply some bronzer, and this is the Alima Pure bronzer in the color Mauna, which is a very pretty soft brown that works very well for fair to light skin tones. It looks very natural. It just adds a bit of warmth to my face, and I simply swipe it lightly on the sides of my face and a little all over my face, really. I'm not trying to contour or anything like that. And then with a larger brush, I bring it down to my neck to make sure that everything is blended. And now I'm actually opening this package for the first time. It's a mineral blush from a brand called Lolo. And it's my first blush from this brand, so I didn't know what to expect in terms of formula, pigmentation, or how I would apply. But I was very impressed with it. It's nicely pigmented, but blends easily. And I just kept a light hand to get a nice natural flush. And this is another product that I'm using for the first time in the video. I had just received it and I really wanted to try it. It's an eyebrow pencil from a brand called Tarte. And if you follow my blog, then you know that I've been having a really hard time finding a good match for my eyebrows because most products tend to look red on my eyebrows. Even brow products that look very dark and ashy when I swatch them on my skin tend to look a bit red on my eyebrows because my eyebrow hairs are so dark and so ashy. So this eyebrow pencil was okay, but the color was not right for me. So I'm still on the hunt for the perfect brow product for me. Anyways, whenever I fill in my eyebrows, I don't do much. I simply fill in the gaps because I have quite a few bald spots where my eyebrow hairs do no longer grow. And that's because during the 90s, when I was a teenager, thin eyebrows were considered cool. So I overplucked them, which I now regret. So now I use brow products to fill them in and make them look a bit fuller. And I don't really try to change the shape of my eyebrows. I just fill in the spots and then I fix the hairs in place with a brow gel. And I'm currently using this one from Tarte, which comes in a gray color. So it works very well for me because of the strong ashy tones. And I like that it gives a natural effect. The hairs don't look like they're glued together. So it's very natural looking. And now I'm moving on to eyes. I am using an eye primer from Red Apple Lipstick, which helps to slightly neutralize the redness on my eyelids and also helps with preventing creasing of the eyeshadow, which is something that I struggle with because I have a heavy fold over my eyelids. And I am using my favorite daytime appropriate eyeshadow. It's called Gressa by Kjaer Weis. And it's a great eyeshadow for light skin tones because it's a neutral taupe with a semi-matte finish, so it's very versatile. I like to use it all over the lid like I'm doing now, or sometimes just in the crease to add some definition, and also along the lower lid to emphasize the lash line and add a soft smoky effect. And I like that when I wear this color, I never look too made up. And now I'm blending it to soften the edges and make sure that it looks seamless. So I decided to add a touch of the blush that I used on my cheeks to my crease, just so the colors that I applied to my face tie together. So this color was just perfect for the eyes because it's a nice peachy color, so it adds a hint of warmth to my eyes, and I really liked the effect. I thought it was very pretty, very soft, and very natural looking. And here I'm adding the Gressa eyeshadow along the lower lash line with a soft pencil brush. And now I'm going to do just a little more blending on my upper lid to make sure that the two colors are well blended and look seamless. So moving on to the Alima Pure Eye Pencil in the color Paper. This is a white color that brightens the inner rim of my eye. And then I'm going to apply some eyeliner. And I don't typically wear eyeliner in the daytime because I don't have much time for it, to be honest. And also because I prefer more subtle makeup for the daytime. But I received some requests to show how I do my eyeliner. So today I'm using a brown eyeliner pencil, which I prefer to black for the daytime because it looks more soft. So as you can see, all I'm doing is basically tracing a line as close to the lash line as possible. And I like to keep the line thin. And once I've completely lined my eye, I drag the outer portion of the line upward, outward and slightly upward. I don't really create a strong dramatic wing. I just elongate the line slightly so that the eye shape looks elongated in a subtle way. And then I do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to trace a line as close to the lash line as possible, from the inner part of my eye to the outer part. This was actually a bit of a struggle for me because I've never done my makeup with one hand holding the pencil and one hand holding the mirror. So now I am dragging the line outward ever so slightly to give a winged effect, a soft winged effect. And I find that because of my eye shape, I have a really hard time making the wings look exactly the same on both sides. So when I create a wing, I try to keep my eyes open so that I have a more realistic image of what they will look like, or what the wings will look like when my eyes are opened. Because if you apply your eyeliner while your eyes are closed and then you open them, they may not look exactly the same on both sides. So now I'm going to curl my lashes with the Shiseido eyelash curler, which works very well for my eye shape, and it makes a huge difference. I curl my lashes even when I don't wear any makeup. And I'm going to apply the Kjaer Weis mascara, which gives a very natural effect. It's not very volumizing, but it defines and lengthens my lashes to make them look more separate, a bit more thick. And I love that it never smudges nor it flakes. And what I usually do is I let it dry just for a couple of minutes, and then I give an extra squeeze with my eyelash curler, and that makes the curl last all day long. And mistakes do happen, so I always keep my cotton buds close to clean up. And now I'm going to add some highlighter to the inner corners of my eyes. I'm using a matte eyeshadow by Iredale. The color is called Bone. It's an ivory color that is perfect for brightening the inner corners because it's free of shimmer, so it's brightening but it's not sparkly, so it's perfect for the daytime. And moving on to lips, I'm using the Iredale lip pencil in the color Spice. And this is a great color for everyday wear because it's a nude mauve color that looks like the color of my lips. So I use it to fill in my lips and to add a bit more definition, especially in those areas of my lips where I lack pigmentation, like the corners of my lips. So it instantly makes my lips look more full, and it's also very long lasting. It's creamy, but it does not have a slippery texture. It stays on all day. And I'm adding a bit of the By Beauty lip crayon. It's a matte lip crayon in the color Cafe on top of the pencil, which has a wonderful texture. It's so creamy and pigmented and comfortable to wear. And since my mascara is now dried, I will give an extra squeeze to my lashes to make sure that they stay curled all day long. And I'm also adding some mascara to the bottom lashes, which I think it opens up the eye even more. And now I'm applying the same highlighter color that I used in the inner corners of my eyes before to my brow bone area as well. As I was saying before, this is the perfect color for highlighting in the daytime because it brightens but it does not have any shimmer, so it's perfect. And in fact, I'm going to add some more to the inner corners of my eyes. Not sure if you can tell the difference, but I thought it was very flattering and that it made me look less tired, which I really needed. So that completes the look. Excuse my hair is such a mess because I still have not figured out what to do with my bangs. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up below and to subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao!